Welcome to Teal Table Talks. Join us around the table for an in-depth and behind-the-scenes look at Soundscapes and the community we serve. I'm Carol Minter, Executive Director at Soundscapes, and my special guest today is Aaron Lynn. Aaron is a rising senior at Woodside High School, and this summer he's been our summer leadership intern here at Soundscapes. So Aaron actually came to us through the Bank of America Student Leader Program. So we're really grateful to Bank of America for sending him our way and for making this program possible. He is one of only 4 high school students across the entire region who were selected to be a part of this program. And Bank of America makes this possible and connects them with local nonprofits in the community so that they can experience what it is to help run a nonprofit and see all of the insides of what it takes to make a program like ours possible. So welcome, Aaron. We've loved having you here, and this is just a chance for us to reflect on the time that he spent with us. So let's get started. When you first started with us, it's been almost 8 weeks now, you weren't familiar with Soundscapes at all. So before that, you had not even heard of us. So what have you learned about our organization through your internship?
Actually, I had originally learned a little bit about Soundscapes before, since I know that Soundscapes was connected to the Peninsula Youth Orchestra,
True.
and so I know that Soundscapes provides after-school programs. But initially, when I first arrived at the Soundscapes building, I was a little bit scared and nervous about what to expect for the 8 weeks. But I found that the people at Soundscapes, was very open, and I could ask a lot of different questions and get them answered. And the overall experience was really enjoyable by working on different projects throughout the 8 weeks.
Good. Oh, well, I'm glad to hear that.
Yes.
That's wonderful. So you've had an opportunity to shadow and assist a lot of our different staff. We really wanted to give Aaron kind of a comprehensive view of what it is to run a nonprofit like ours. So you've gone with me to meetings with board members. You've talked to Ray about sort of the overall program. You've worked with Rebecca, and you actually got to help with one of the summer camps, and you have another summer camp coming up next week. You've worked with Ron a little bit, getting ready for the PYO summer camp. I know you didn't get to be there for that one. You've worked with Linda on the finance and payroll side. You've worked with Sarah and Katie working on fundraising and bringing everything that we need from the community and to support us. You've worked with Joe on the photo and video and audio side. So having seen all of these different aspects, or at least a little slice of each of these, if you were coming to work at Soundscapes, which job would you least like to have?
Oh, I'm sorry, Joe. I don't really like to work with the audio or video. I just find that very time-consuming, and at the end of the day, I think it just takes too much time, and it's a gamble about how much you gain out from the different views and the outreach.
There you go. You know what? That's true. And one of the things I love about Soundscapes is I do feel like we have the right people plugged into the right places based on their interests and what works for them. So then the opposite question, if you were to come work for us, which position would you like to take?
Well, I really liked what you did and what Ray does with the programming, but I also really liked the week spent at the summer camp teaching the kids and just experiencing what it takes to run the summer camp. I think that was the most interesting. I really gained a lot of experience from that.
Excellent. I'm glad you get one more week of that next week. That should be a lot of fun. Good. So the other part of your internship, in addition to getting to spend lots of time with us and really getting to know the ins and outs of Soundscapes, you also got to attend a leadership summit up in D.C. Talk a little bit about that. What was that experience like for you?
So the summit consisted of 300 student leaders from across the United States. They told us that 38 different states were represented, and from Virginia, I think there was 10 student leaders. So during the time in D.C., it was a 5 days in D.C. We got to experience the different panelists, like how to improve the environment, mental health sessions, and even the different political backgrounds, like the Bush and Obama Foundation. So we really had the opportunity to ask the leaders of these of these organizations questions and really get to ask controversial questions. And we also got to experience the different monuments, memorials in DC, like Capitol. On Capitol Hill Day, we had time to meet Senator Tim Kaine, and we took a picture with him,
Great.
and Congressman Bobby Scott, which I know that he had helped with getting.
He did, yeah.
Yes.
He helped us get quite a bit of funding that's going to
Yes.
help us grow. Yeah, definitely. And one of the things I know you were telling me when you got back was you were just able to make a lot of connections,
Yes.
right? And they really encouraged you to kind of lean into that. So
Yes.
you got to know maybe not all 300,
No.
but some of the other students from across the country too,
Yes.
right?
Yes, and they tried to. Well, the 5 days we had different workshops, almost like classrooms, and there was 13 different classrooms, and so they tried to not pair us with the people from like Virginia or Allen Walker, so we could we could talk to more people, different people from different states. So my roommate, he was from Oklahoma, so that was
cool.
a really good experience talking to him since he was on the West Coast, almost on the West Coast, and so it was the workshops. We also got to talk about the importance of nonprofits, business, individuals, and the government, and how they all connect together to form a functioning capitalistic society in the United States.
That's so interesting.
Yes.
I wish I'd gotten to go along. That sounds like so much fun. That's really cool. I'm glad that you got to have that experience. So I think part of the reason that Bank of America sent you our way, and part of the reason that this has been such a good fit is that you are a musician yourself,
Yes.
right? So you play violin.
Yes.
How long have you been playing?
It's been around 7 years now. I started in 5th grade, so
Okay,
yes.
that's great. How did you get started?
So my mom always wanted me to play an instrument. My dad wanted me and my sister to play the piano, but my mom said that the piano was too big to fit.
Okay, that's fair.
And I can't
It's
take
big.
it off to college, so
All
violin,
good points,
yeah.
very valid. So the violin perhaps was chosen for you, or
Yes.
did you get a little bit of say-so in it?
A little bit, since we wanted to stick with a string instrument, and so we narrowed it down to the viola or the violin.
Okay.
So we decided the violin would be the better option.
Excellent. And what's kept you playing for so long?
Well, I just really enjoyed the benefits of music, since music is very beneficial for development, and it helps you in your academics as well. So it's just the overall benefits you get when you constantly play music, a musical instrument.
I mean, no arguments here.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. That's great. So, one thing that our viewers and listeners likely don't know yet is that you were actually chosen to be our student representative on the Newport News School
Yes.
Board this upcoming year, which is very exciting. I know I had a meeting at the school board office where the school board meets about a week ago, and I got to see the nameplate where it said
Yes.
Mr. Lin. He's official. It's very exciting. But what got you interested in being part of our district-wide school leadership?
So originally, I didn't know about the student representative position. My friend had wanted to apply, and then she decided not to 2 days before the application closed. So she sent me the application, and I just was interested in doing the position, since I felt like as a student representative, you could get more policies, or you have more of a voice for the students in the district. If you had done like student government at your local high school, it was pretty limited. So I wanted to I wanted to be the role model for the 26,500 students in the Newport News Public Schools.
Great. I did not know that number. That's a
Yeah.
lot of students.
Yes.
Yeah, that's great. I think you're going to do a very good job.
Thank
so,
you.
yeah, no, that'll be great. I think that what you're doing also with the work with the school board ties in really well with the organization that you started at
Yes.
Woodside called Student Say,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
Can you talk a little bit about that organization and what it does?
Yes, so Students Say right now, I think it consists of 35 members, and The idea for Students Day is to provide more youth leadership in our community because a lot of the older generation think that we are almost like the failing generation. They don't really expect much from us. And so I want to almost like prove them wrong and then provide these opportunities to most of the students, dear students, say are a part of like underrepresented or low income. So I really wanted to provide this extra boost for them so they can develop these skills along similar to how if you play a musical instrument, you can develop certain skills that can further like your education or further your career in the future.
That's great. And that's so you started there at your school. How long
Yes.
have you been doing that?
So we started this when I was in 10th grade, so that was like 2 years ago.
Okay.
Originally, it was supposed to be a organization called Students Act Now, which was originally the overall organization. But then the difficulty about that was the organization was a little bit political based, so we couldn't really bring that into the school.
That
So
makes
we
sense.
decided to create Students Say, which is more aimed towards student empowerment.
That's great.
Mm-hmm.
Wonderful. Well, I wish you a lot of luck with
Yes.
that. And hopefully some of the things that you've learned through your work with Soundscapes
Yes,
you'll be able to bring back
definitely,
and
yes.
help with your own organization. That's great. And not only that, not only is he active at Soundscapes and busy as a leader across Newport News, he's also learning to drive, or
Yes.
very close, a few days away from a
Yes.
license.
Yes.
So that's been exciting too. Yeah. So he's got a lot going on, but we are so pleased that you have gotten to be a part of our community here at Soundscapes, and really that we're appreciative to Bank of America for making this possible. But as you know, and one of the projects that we had Aaron do was actually go back and watch all of the Teal Table talks and help us to find clips that would be good for reels and things like that. So if you're seeing us on Facebook and Instagram, Aaron probably helped with that project. So you've seen this before, so you know what's coming. We always end with the rapid fire 4. So I've got 4 questions for you, and we won't take long with it. What is your favorite instrument?
It's the violin.
That's good.
Yeah.
After 7 years, I would hope so. That's good. I'm glad. What was a memorable recent concert that you've attended?
It was the Soundscape, the concert in, I think it was the summer camp concert in July. That was very memorable. And how just experiencing the camp for a week and then playing at the concert, everything just came together.
That's great. That's great. No, and I'm so glad you not only got to be in the classroom and help out during that camp, but you were actually up there on stage
Yes.
as one of the musicians too, which was great. What was your dream job as a kid?
My dream job, so my parents own a restaurant, and so I was really interested because of the restaurant into the business world. So I always wanted to become a businessman or something or entrepreneur. So in college, I think I would want to focus on like economics/business and maybe open up my own business or create or become an economist.
Excellent. Yeah, so really that hasn't changed much from when you were younger.
not much,
That's great.
yes.
No, I have no doubt that
Yeah.
you'll be able to do that and succeed. That's great. And if you had one magic wish for Soundscapes, what would it be?
I think to possibly get a Soundscapes hub in the near future.
That would be wonderful. He's obviously been spending lots of
Yes.
time with us because we talk about this all the time around here. Great. Wonderful. Thank you so much for coming and spending your summer with us. We've really enjoyed having you here. And thank you for watching and listening.
Thanks for joining us around the Teal Table. Learn more at soundscapes.org. Soundscapes is supported in part by the National Endowment for the Arts, Virginia Commission for the Arts, Newport News Arts Commission, Carnegie Hall through the Play USA program, LA Phil through the Partners in Music Learning program, D'Addario Foundation, Town Bank, the Bernardine Franciscan Sisters Foundation, and the City of Newport News. Learn more at soundscapes.org.